Welcome, beloveds, as we've been talking in this series about the peaceful warrior. And the peaceful warrior is one who is willing to face one's fears. As you can see in the background, and from what I got on my hand and on my face, with my mask, and just got a COVID test here today. Facing fears, all the sages have talked about fear in lots of different ways to help us channel the fear, not necessarily get rid of all of it. And that's a really interesting concept, because most people today talk about being fearless. And unless you've had a brain injury or kind of a genetic defect in your brain, there are only a handful of people who actually don't register the emotion of fear. So we all have it. It's what we do with it. How do we channel it? And how do we stay free with it rather than be imprisoned by it? So the early church, in the Christian church, it talked about that nothing can separate us from the love of God, and that love transforms fear. It casts out fear. It transmutes the fear. So what does perfect love mean? And perfect, the word in front of it, means mature, or it means inclusive, not what most people think when they think perfect. So as a peaceful warrior, the more that we can listen to our hearts to guide us through fear is going to help. And in these days, with COVID, with racial unrest going on, with the almost a depression of economics, we have many things to be afraid of. What we do with that fear is what we do in our peaceful warrior work. So it's back to, I'll just remind you of this stance of and that we do in our peaceful warrior work as a way that we can open up to what's available, and that we can project out the boundaries of no that we need to say. And we need both of these things in these times to be able to stay in that heart of love that will help us transform, transmute, neutralize the fear that we don't need, so that the fear that we do need will propel us into more freedom and wholeness and grace with each other and ourselves. Namaste.